I watch a lot of TV and see.
What's going on, YouTube? Long time no see. This is BBSP, Blue Bolt, Sports and Conservative Politics. In this video, man, before I get to that, I want to give a shout out to the Hit Squad, Weezy Bang, Felicia Williams, Sports Critic, the guys, people that helped me along the way, like FYF Sports Debates, 1LVZ, SB Sports Talk, Reg Dog, Crunchy Sopa, I got and last but not least, Raw Status for sure. I'm really not as big as some of these platforms on YouTube. In the end of the day, to be honest, I really don't care because I'm not looking for publicity. End of the day, I just want to get my insight and my intake on a whole lot of things, whether it be sports, whether it be the things that are happening in this world right now, rather, and just that, and the people that have supported me, I want to give them a real quick shout out and thanks, for building my platform, The video I want to get to, man, is the blatant and complete and utter disrespect of Russell Westbrook, man. I know I sounded like a broken record. You understand what I'm saying? I sound like a broken record and shit. But for me, it's like everybody and their mama want to shit on this man. Everybody and their mama want to shit on this man. You understand? Like it seems like he can't do no right. It's his fault that Kevin Durant with the Golden State and he couldn't play with Kevin Durant. He drove Kevin Durant away, or he can't shoot, or he doesn't have a skill set. Listen, you don't average a triple-double for 4 straight years, okay, and don't have a skill set, Like, they nitpick this man's game from A to Z, okay? And this whole thing about him being a cancer and being an albatross is bullshit. It's bullshit to me, you understand? And for me, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I really don't get it, man, because for me, I don't get it. People want to shit on this man, and it all goes back to the OKC days, Like, last time I checked, 2011, 2012, they get to the NBA Finals, right? They get to the NBA Finals. They lead. It's Russell Westbrook. It's Kevin Durant. It's a young James Harden. It's Serge Ibaka. Hell, it's even guys like Derek Fisher. It's even guys like Quentin Cook. That's one of the best records in the Western Conference, right? They get to the final. Long story short, they're one of the upcoming teams in the NBA. All right, they're the upcoming teams in the NBA, and the bullshit. They get to the finals, but yet they blame Russell Westbrook for coming up for the Oklahoma City Thunder coming up short. Okay, first off, Kevin Durant. The numbers might look dominating, but a lot of times in those fourth quarters, Kevin Durant didn't show up. James Harden was wetting the bed. Serge Ibaka was playing underwhelming compared to the previous rounds he was playing, right? So, Russell Westbrook, I recall, put up a 43-point game. What was it, game 3 or 4? I think it was game 4 and shit, right? He put up a 43-point game, but yet you got Magic Johnson, saying it was one of the worst performances by a point guard in a playoff game. And I respect Magic Johnson to death, but Russell Westbrook, you could say, was the more consistent player in that series. Russell Westbrook scored the most points on the Oklahoma City Thunder in those finals and shit. Now, did he make some decisions? Did he make some decisions that were not very smart or not very keen? Yeah, you can say that. You can say that shit. But for me, it's like he was Oklahoma City's most consistent player. And then the next year, let's forward to next year. They got the record in the Western Conference. The Western Conference. And the bad Western Conference, they were the best record in the Western Conference, right? The best record in the Western Conference. Kevin Durant was an MVP candidate, and basically they lost James Harden in the offseason. He got traded to Houston. They didn't beat. Why did they miss? Russell Westbrook basically, helped Kevin Durant. He helped Kevin Durant. Not saying Kevin Durant needed it, but Russell Westbrook was by that time. Russell Westbrook was by that time one of the elite guards in the NBA, and definitely treading towards a top 10 player in the NBA. Okay. Now, they had the best record in the Western Conference, second only to the Miami Heat. As a matter of fact, they were back and forth with the Miami Heat for the best record in the NBA. Go to the playoffs, and that bum-ass dead homie Patrick Beverly bumps Russell Westbrook's knee, right? Bumps Russell Westbrook's knee. He's out for the rest of the playoffs. But then they get upset in the second round by the Memphis Grizzlies. If that situation didn't happen, if bum-ass Patrick Beverly didn't dive into Russell Westbrook's knees, I think they get to the finals again that year. They definitely get to the finals again that year. Because I definitely think even though San Antonio was one of the best, when San Antonio was even though San Antonio was one of the best teams in the NBA, I felt like OKC had slightly more talent, and we would have seen a rematch of the previous finals between the Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Miami Heat. Right? I'm not going to get into no speculation as to who would have won that series, but Russell Westbrook had a lot to do with that shit. Fast forward a couple of years, and Russell Westbrook was doing his part to make sure the Oklahoma City Thunder stayed in contention. Yeah, they missed the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs 2 years later, 2014, 2015. But yeah, you got to think, Kevin Durant missed most of the season with an injury, right? And Russell Westbrook missed games here and there. When you don't have your same core, when your same core doesn't make you can't have no consistency as far as being elite, right? As far as being elite, you're going to have trouble staying afloat.
The woman who tried to kill my mom is in
but
my house.
For me, you go to fast forward to 1 year later, Western Conference Finals. They're up 3 games to 1. Okay? Now, I'm not giving Russell Westbrook a pass for that. I'm not. Okay? I'm not giving Russell Westbrook a pass for how he played. But the media at large wants to put all that responsibility on Russell Westbrook's foot. When I recall that Kevin Durant was the best player on the team. Kevin Durant didn't show up in that fourth quarter in Game 6. He basically disappeared. They were on their way to the NBA Finals, okay? 1 game away. All you had to do was play one more quarter of solid basketball, and that was it. You in the finals. But yet, all the shortcomings was all was all laid on the foot of Russell Westbrook, despite the fact that Kevin Durant shitted in the bed. And then you go to Game 7, they just completely fell apart. You know, they completely fell apart. And it's like the sports media couldn't wait to shit on Russell Westbrook. They shitted on Russell Westbrook. When the foot of the blame should have been at Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was the one that folded in the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant was the one that should have taken Oklahoma City Thunder to the finish line. But yet he decides, because he wants to go to Golden State, everybody wants to blame Russell Westbrook for that. Now, at the end of the day, Kevin Durant's a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he shouldn't have went to Golden State. It's bullshit, you know what I mean? But they want to blame Russell Westbrook for Kevin Durant going to Golden State. Again, Kevin Durant is a grown-ass man. A grown-ass man. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be sitting here saying, well, I don't think he should go to, blah, blah, blah. I mean, end of the day, that's his life, and that's his career decision. But I just find it very hypocritical that the media and everybody at large want to put the blame on Russell Westbrook because Kevin Durant left, you know? But next year, the Oklahoma City Thunder could have easily went under. They could have easily folded. But yet, you got players like Victor Oladipo, okay? You still had Roberts. You have Andre Robertson, right? I think Serge Ibaka left too in free agency. I'm not sure, but you had Andre Robertson. You have Victor Oladipo. You still had Enes Kanter on the team, and a bunch of other moderate role players. They could have easily been under the Western Conference basement. But yet, Russell Westbrook put that team on his back, okay? He put that team on his back and won the MVP. And started to go on a historic run of triple doubles, okay? But then it's like the sports media want to portray it as though him being selfish, him being not a team player. It's bullshit, you know? He won the MVP, you know? First guy in the season averaged a triple double since Oscar Robertson, okay? He held that team up. He carried that team the entire season. What did they win? 45 games? He took that team as far as it was going to go. And for him to take that, for him to take that squad, right? Him to take that squad and put it on his back. Without him, they probably have the worst record in the NBA. Let's go to 2017, 2018. They bring in Paul George, they bring in Carmelo Anthony, okay? We all know what Paul George's track record is as far as not being successful in the playoffs. I mean, Paul George has traditionally underperformed in the playoffs. Just recently, he got that off his back, but for the most part, he's been an underachiever. And you know about Carmelo. Carmelo couldn't even buy into playing defense. When you do one thing specifically and score, and you do nothing else, you bring nothing to the table. All you do is score, and you can't play defense. That's gonna be a detriment to the team. So again, he turned water into wine, okay, and had the Oklahoma City Thunder in the playoffs, right? I mean, Russell Westbrook, he left it all out there, man. He did his part. It was up to Paul George to perform at an elite, at a high level. It was up to Carmelo Anthony to follow suit. But again, like, people want to blame Russell Westbrook for every goddamn thing. You know, you got the fucking media, these media parasites like Stephen A. Snitch talking about Russell Westbrook doesn't prioritize winning and shit. Well, motherfucker, go look at his numbers and shit. If you don't prioritize winning, then why is he getting all these fucking triple doubles? Triple doubles, you get a triple double, you're contributing to something, okay? Whether it's rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. I mean, what the fuck? It's bullshit to me, and it's like now because he's with the Lakers and he's with LeBron, playing with LeBron James. He's playing with LeBron James now. They shitting on him even more. You know, it's like now he's the 10th best point guard in the NBA, which is he was behind cats like Kyrie Irving, Trae Young, John Morant, and Ben goddamn Simmons are all goddamn people, man. It's bullshit to me. Bullshit to me. And now they're gonna be shitting on Russ even more. If things go wrong with the whatchamacallit, the motherfuckers, I tell you, they're gonna blame LeBron and they're gonna blame Westbrook.
I'm ready when you are.
It's bullshit to me, man. Like how this disrespect is just all over the fucking place, man. And like for a man that's put himself in historic regards as far as triple doubles is concerned, and put himself in a company with a player like Oscar Robertson. I mean, the disrespect and the vitriol this man gets is bullshit to me, you know? And it's going to be even worse this season because one, he plays with the Lakers, and two, he's playing with LeBron James. But it's bullshit to me, man, how the sports media and everybody disrespects this man now. Like, this shit don't matter. Like, he's a fraud or some shit like that, man. I blame the sports media, man. I fucking blame the sports media, man. Putting all these false ass narratives and all these BS takes because they capping for their fucking player. Bullshit. You know what I mean? But that I ranted enough and shit, man. Hit the like, you know what I mean, for the video. Hit a subscribe, be on the lookout for more content, and tell me what y'all think.